This man just revealed Pakistan's deepest, darkest fear of being trapped in a two-front war against India and Afghanistan. This man is a Pakistani army spokesperson, and he goes on national television and speaks the same language as you'd expect from one of the many Pakistan-based UN-designated Islamist terror organizations.
ईमान वालों को छोड़कर काफिरों को दोस्त ना बनाओ.
He warned Afghanistan on its ties with India, saying that Muslims must not befriend Kafirs or the non-believers. At the same time, that shameless military is begging India for water from Indian rivers under the now suspended Indus Water Treaty. This statement comes after an Afghanistan minister admitted Afghanistan shared Indian DNA. We'll tell you why the growing India-Afghan ties scare the Pakistani army, just like Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma gave nightmares to Pakistani borders. And why Islamabad increasingly feels it is being surrounded by India with the help of Afghanistan and the United Arab Emirates, both of which are Muslim-majority countries. At the same time, visuals go viral showing Afghanistan troops handing money to the Pakistani soldiers in Afghan custody. Now, Pakistan Army's spokesperson, Lieutenant General Ahmed Chaudhry, alleged the Taliban regime had developed close ties with India's BJP and the RSS as a master and a slave. He further stated, Almighty has made it clear, do not take disbelievers or kafirs as your friends or protectors. If you do so, then you are no longer among the Muslims. Unquote. This is the same mindset of Pakistan-backed Islamist terror group, the TRF, which identified and then massacred 25 Hindu civilians in front of their families in Kashmir last year. The statement was in response to an admission in Delhi by the Afghanistan Agriculture Minister, Mawlabi Omari, which has prompted the Pakistani army to reveal its dark age mentality. Now, the Afghanistan minister had made the DNA remark. As India surpassed Pakistan to become Afghanistan's largest export market, with Afghanistan shipments to India surging 23% to $755 million in 2025, while Afghan exports to Pakistan plummeted by 38% due to border tensions. His visit marked the fourth visit by an Afghan minister to New Delhi in just the last 9 months, underscoring the rapidly growing bilateral engagement. But Pakistan sees this not as India helping Afghanistan rebuild itself. Instead, Islamabad sees ancient India-Afghan ties as a threat to its very existence. After all, if India and Afghans share the same DNA, then there is no justification for the existence of the failed British experiment called Pakistan. Do these bigots actually want to claim India's historical heritage of the Indus-Saraswati civilization? What a joke. Ahmed Chaudhry added, this is not about DNA alone. We need to understand what this DNA actually represents and what their real relationship is. Yes, there is something in common, but the Maulvi Sahib became emotional and ended up saying more than he should have. This was a desperate attempt to polarize Muslims in Afghanistan and in India. This was a desperate attempt to deflect attention from Pakistan's own internal security failures and the revolts for freedom in Balochistan and POK, or Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Our news report on India-Pakistan tensions was ranking among the top 5 in Google News videos. I am Shobit Mittal. Do subscribe to Inconnect News for the most informative news content. Earlier, Pakistan's Defense Minister Khwaja Asif had accused Kabul of becoming a proxy of India. Meanwhile, Pakistan's own military has been pounding Afghan territory for months. The United Nations mission in Afghanistan, the UNAMA, says that between October 2025 and June 2026, it documented 499 civilian deaths and 1,200 injured in cross-border strikes, largely from Pakistani air raids. The UN rights chief Volker Turk demanded independent investigation into alleged humanitarian law violations in the Pakistan-Afghanistan conflict. While Pakistan lectures others on friendship with Kafirs, it has spent the past year literally begging India and the world to intervene and restore the Indus Water Treaty, which India suspended after the Pahalgam massacre. Now, since 5 of the 6 Indus rivers originate in India, why is Islamabad now begging for water from these Kafir rivers? Now, India's ambassador to the US, Vinay Mohan Kwatra, laid out New Delhi's position bluntly in a Newsweek piece. The treaty was signed in a spirit of goodwill and friendship, but Pakistan spent the next 6 decades dismantling that very goodwill through wars and then terror attacks in Kashmir. Batra pointed out that India held up its end of the 1960 treaty multiple times, even though the pact gave Pakistan control of the three western rivers carrying roughly 80% of the basin's water, while India retained only 20%. Still, Pakistan responded with the 1965 war, then 1971 and 1999 Kargil invasion, plus the 2001 Parliament attack, the 2008 Mumbai terror attack, 2016 Uri and Pathankot terror attacks, 2019 Pulwama, and finally the Pahalgam attack in 2025, which sparked the Operation Sindoor war. His message drew on Prime Minister Modi's declaration.
टेरर और ट्रेड एक साथ नहीं चल सकते.
Following the Pahalgam attack, India suspended the Indus Water Treaty indefinitely, but shockingly, just days earlier, Pakistan's army chief Asim Munir delivered a speech which again bordered on anti-Hindu hatred.
The thought that we are different from the Hindus in every possible aspect of life.
And now, coinciding with the Pakistani army spokesperson's statements, comes another terror attack in Kashmir in which the attackers identified and then shot non-Muslims. Someone could actually link the statements by the Pakistani military as a signal to Islamist terror groups to target Hindus and non-Muslims in Kashmir, but we can't be sure. On the ground, Kashmir has just seen its first fatal terror attack since Pahalgam. Two migrant workers from Chhattisgarh were fatally shot at a Kulgam brick kiln. Again, the family alleges the workers were first identified as non-Muslims and then shot. The pattern is familiar. Every major Kashmir terror attack since 2008, Mumbai, Uri, Pulwama, Pahalgam have all been traced back to Pakistan by Indian agencies and Pakistan-based outfits like Lashkar and Hizbul and Jaish. This ideology of hatred is being ingrained in Pakistani children right from a very young age. Amjad Ayub Mirza, a political activist from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or POK, reveals, quote, "In the schools, the syllabus has been designed to create hate for India and the Hindus and the Christians, Yahud and Nasara. The television spews hatred, the printed press, print media, they spew venom against India. Their columnists and editorials write against India with hate, and their professors, teachers, right from nursery to university, follow this narrative against India and Hindus. 5 times a day, the mosques pray for the demise of India." It's no wonder then that today POK or Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is witnessing a massive revolt and is demanding the complete withdrawal of Pakistani military and occupation forces. Later, Asim Munir called the 4-day conflict with India a battle between ideologies. Then I guess the Indian Air Force strikes on 11 Pakistani air bases is evidence on who's winning the battle. Prime Minister Modi has redefined how India will respond to Pakistan-sponsored terror attacks in Kashmir. India's surgical strike posture against Pakistan is now treated as the template for any future flare-up. On paper, the gap between the militaries keeps widening in India's favor. As for the Global Firepower Index 2026, the Indian military is ranked the 4th most powerful in the world, while Pakistan has slipped down to 14th. Indian Air Force is also ranked the 3rd most powerful in the world after its dominance over Pakistan last year. Indian military maintains 1.4 million active personnel, the 2nd largest standing army anywhere in the world, while Pakistan doesn't even have half the numbers at just 650,000. And this is why Pakistan has lost every war against India and why India managed to break Pakistan into 2 pieces in the 1971 war. The Indian Army operates 4,200 tanks against Pakistan's 2,600. The Indian Navy operates nearly 300 naval vessels, including 2 aircraft carriers and 3 nuclear submarines versus Pakistan's around 120 vessels. The Indian Air Force flies 2,200 aircraft compared to Pakistan's 1,400.
Pakistan Army लड़ने के काबिल.
This is why Pakistan fears being trapped in a 2-front war. It can't stand on the battlefield against India, and if Afghanistan too joins the fight, Pakistan could just become another chapter in the history books. But what do you believe? Will Pakistan ever end support to Islamist terror groups, or is Operation Sindoor 2.0 inevitable? Leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe to Inconnect News.